Stick your finger in your ass and let the force be with you. Go up knuckle deep and twist real deep. Ooh. Anyways, speaking of taking it in the deep, yeah, this is like my fourth stupid commentary on Last Jedi. Um, Now, before I start this one, I don't know. I I don't know. That's all I can. It's really all I should say. I should just end the clip right now. Just say, I don't know. Essentially, what happened? All right, for me, what happened was I knew nothing going into this movie. I didn't know the plot. I didn't know the concepts. I didn't know anything. I literally didn't know any spoilers, which is ironic and just strange in this day and age how that was even a thing. Because I couldn't physically get to the theater. I had to wait for the Blu-ray. Now the Blu-ray is not out until March 27th, but I ended up getting a chance to see the digital, which I think is bullshit that they put the digital out before the fucking physical copy. Don't even get me started with that digital $20 digital. Fuck you. Don't even get me started this full price digital bullshit. That's a whole other fucking rant and a problem in and of itself. Full digital for it's like they no, fuck, I'll get into this. They want to give you full retail price without doing any of the fucking retail. The idea I could probably go and get a Blu-ray or a DVD for $20, but no, let's sell the digital because we don't want to undercut the retailer. That's what Nintendo says. Well, we don't want to undercut the retailer, so we're going to sell a digital game for $60. Oh, okay, sure. You don't want to undercut the retailer. That's why their new Nintendo program, if you buy a physical copy, you can register it, and it's something like you get like 1% back, or some stupid shit. But if you buy the digital, you get like 5% back. So yeah, we don't want to undercut the retailer, but yeah, fuck you. You want to pocket the money and do nothing for it. Marvel Comics should not be $4 a pop digital. Bullshit. Anyway, that's a whole other story. I could go on a whole freaking 6-hour rant with that bullshit, but let's not. Let's get back to the point. So the 15th of March was my birthday, and I ended up getting a chance to see the digital copy. Now, like I said, going into it, I knew nothing. And the clips that I made, with the exception of obviously the 24-hour later reflection clip, the first two I did like a video as I was watching it. Like I'd pause it and make comments, pause it, comment. That was the actual video of like a video. This clip where you're just hearing the audio, the first one that I did, I basically ended the movie and I watched the entire credits. I want to make sure like there was nothing at the end or anything like that, which sadly there wasn't, but anyways. And then I got done and I came and I basically made my clip. And what was kind of cool about it, actually somebody called me out on it in one of the comments, is that, I just sound like a typical hater of the movie and blah blah blah, and other people said the exact same thing, which is really cool because I said things that other people were saying, and it wasn't. Looking at it now, you could look at it and say, well, he just went and watched their video and then just regurgitated word for word what they said. Actually, that's not even true. Like I said, I didn't know nothing going into it. I made a clip directly after it, and then, like for example, Angry Joe, they made reference to that whole casino level, that whole casino section being like something out of Fifth Element, which is exactly what I said. And it was really cool to hear other people say Fifth Element, because that's exactly what it felt like. So, like I said, it was kind of cool. It was actually kind of cool because I watched his, let's see, that was the 15th, and I made the clip on the 15th. And I saw that yesterday, no, actually last night. So it's still early this morning, so early Sunday morning, like 2 in the morning. So whatever, it's a couple days. A couple days later. So it was kind of cool. I don't know, it was just interesting that I'm saying exactly what other people are saying, almost word for word. Yet I had no connection to what they were saying. Like, in other words, I didn't see what they were saying, but we were saying the exact same thing. So anyway, whatever. That was just kind of interesting to me. Now, what I want to get into today is I I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it because it's frustrating. It's frustrating because there's two versions of the term and the topic and the idea. It's basically it's feminism. And yeah, okay, I'm a dude. Okay, you can't talk about feminism. Whatever. I can talk about feminism when you're fucking up my shit. Okay, when you're fucking up a beloved classic to put your political bullshit in there, I can talk about it. Fuck you. Now, again, there's two types of. To me, there's two types of feminism. There's the women should have equal rights, equal pay, equal bullshit under the law. Absolutely. No question. You do the same fucking job, you get the same fucking pay. No problems there. Women empowerment. I don't even have a problem with that. But when you cross the line for me is when you purposely take something, you say, fuck the story, fuck the history, and we're going to shove a political agenda up your fucking ass, out your fucking throat, and back up your fucking ass again. And that's what this whole movie was about. Literally force fucking, fist fucking the audience into submission. It had nothing to do with an actual story, except for one part, and I commend them on this, even though she's probably the most hated character in the movie, and that's Rose. I've stated this. I appreciate the fact, especially after the first 15 minutes, that first battle sequence where it was just constantly, oh, let's look into the cockpit, no, there's a black guy, and there's an Asian, and oh, look at this, and look at this, we got all these different minorities and different ethnic groups, and yay, we checked off the box, we're so great, we're Disney, and dun 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 dun, and they're blowing their own fucking trumpet, basically. They're blowing their own little fucking horn at how great they are. Once they got past that, and they introduced the Rose character, I like the fact that they actually tried to tell a story with her. They tried to make me care, and on some level, I kind of did a little bit, because I was excited over the fact, hey, you didn't just say, oh, look, it's an Asian female just because it's Asian female. They actually went and tried to tell a story. Now, the problem with that is that the whole story that she went on had no fucking purpose. It literally was a story. It's like Sarah Palin, The Bridge to Nowhere. It literally was a story to nowhere. There was no payoff. There was no purpose other than to waste, 45 minutes of the movie? There was at least 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes of that movie, that whole sequence, where it was just nothing but political bullshit. You got the slavery, you got the abused animals thing. Don't get me wrong, that's all great, fine, whatever. But I don't even have a problem with that. But again, ultimately, that whole sequence, you could rip that from the movie, and the movie still would suck, but it's not even needed. It's like Rogue One. 2/3 of that movie, you could rip the fuck out, and it makes perfect sense. The whole movie, you could have the movie without 99% of that bullshit. You have the first 5 minutes, introduction, and then you have when Vader shows up and everything after that, like the last, 40 minutes, if that, 45 minutes, whatever it is. But everything in between those two sections, you could rip the fuck out, nobody cares. I mean, it's literally a throwaway story with 2/3 of it, that's a throwaway story. That's a problem. That's a problem. When most of your key component of the movie, you could literally rip the fuck out, and it has zero ramifications to the movie itself. It doesn't make it better. Well, other than, you know, not wasting my time, not wasting my fucking time as a viewer, because the whole fucking point was, okay, we've got this Asian woman and we want to tell a story. And we need to do something to put this story together. Oh, and this is where it pisses me off. And I'm trying to be, I don't even know what the term is, but I'm trying to be something here, and it's just I can't fathom the exact fucking word because it's so fucking annoying. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be hurtful. I don't want to cast blame where it's not deserved. So after having watched the movie, the last couple days I've been watching reviews and opinions on the matter. And one of the biggest things, especially when it comes to this whole feminism bullshit, or their version of feminism, like, oh, the force is female, and, you know, this movie isn't for the fans. These quotes and shit. These quotes that they made. These quotes that the higher-ups made. I want to take them in context. I want to take them not just, oh, somebody's reacting to something somebody supposedly said. Like, for example, the director called Mark Hamill a motherfucker once on stage. Now, yeah, if you're reading that and he's like, oh my god, he called him a motherfucker, they really hate each other. No. If you look at it in context, he really didn't. He was just fucking around. He was like, hey, motherfucker, what do you think? You know, it wasn't like, you motherfucker, you hated this story. Now, listen, I mean, I kind of agree with Hamill. Now, why they didn't give Hamill more input on a fucking character that he's been living for 40 fucking years is beyond me. I'll get into that in a minute. Because they literally took 40 years. It was my birthday. I turned 40 fucking 1. I am as old as Star Wars. Star Wars is, what, 41 years old? 77. It came out in my birth fuck year. It was my birth fuck movie in my birth fuck year, and they basically took my entire life and just shit it in a fucking toilet. With a fucking prog taking a poop on it. And it's in that fucking tit juice. Whatever the fuck that... Don't even get me started with that fucking scene. Holy Jesus. Oh, what the fuck? Dude, that was disturbing. It wasn't even funny, it was disturbing. It was like some sort of... I felt sexually assaulted when I saw that fucking movie. That part in the movie. I swear to Christ. And then the look on his face with the goop... Oh, Jesus. Whatever. Now, I'm going to be honest. I haven't really soured on the movie more than I did when I first watched it. I didn't technically hate the movie. I hated the bullshit. I could see right through all that stuff. But I don't want to get into that right now. What I want to talk about is Poe. And now one of the arguments that a lot of people have had, and the same argument that I had coming out of the movie, is, okay, why didn't the purple-haired lady tell him, oh, we have a plan, and just leave it at that? Instead, and this is where I don't want to make assumptions, but after having, I don't want to say researched it, because I didn't really research it, but after having seen some of the commentary that the higher-ups, especially whatever that woman's name is, Kennedy woman, whatever the fuck her name is, after having seen some of the commentary between her and the director, they clearly were trying to make Poe, a.k.a. the guy, look like a fucking idiot. Like, oh, you know, Leia and the purple-haired chick, they have it all under control. They have it all under control, and he just went off and, you know, did a mutiny and blah blah blah, and he was just a stupid man and blah blah blah. I don't understand that. Now, I don't know if that was their exact purpose, but that's from what I can gather from what they were saying. like in interviews and shit, that's what they were kind of going for, which I don't understand at all. Now, if it was a plot purpose where it's like, okay, he's very zealous and he fucked up, okay, I could deal with that. But they were doing it not so much as a plot point, like for the movie, they were doing it as a plot point of, oh, all men are fucking stupid. Let's make them look like fucking idiots. I mean, seriously, you look at the men in this movie, they're all fucking imbeciles. Luke, complete idiot. Oh, complete idiot. Finn's probably about the only one who had a little bit of anything. And he completely took a back seat in this movie. Poe was a complete and utter imbecile. You know. I don't know. But again, that whole sequence led up to the simple fact the purple-haired chick couldn't say, hey, guess what, motherfucker? We have a plan. Now, if she had maybe not gone into every detail, but hey, guess what? We're going to outrun them. We're going to go to the base. We're going to send off the message. Whatever. And he's like, oh, okay, whatever. And then as they're internalizing it, you know, what if we can do this? What if we can, you know, get onto the ship and stop it so we can quickly get away? Okay, you could deal with that. And if they had even done that, let's say they had gone to the casino, they found the guy, they got on the ship, they did all that bullshit, and then they were able to get away, except, uh-oh, too late, we all ran out of power, we need to flee the fucking ship. Sorry, you took too long. I could deal with that, but that's not even really what they did. It was like, oh, we're gonna go do this, and, we got captured, who cares? They're gonna, you know, whatever. Last ditch effort, they're just gonna flee anyway. That was so stupid. That was so stupid. You could spend at least 30 minutes leading up to this whole purpose, this whole point, this whole fucking point, that they're gonna go do this shit, and then it amounted to nothing. Just to make, you know, the man look stupid. Now, again, if that was just some fan reaction to be like, oh, these damn feminists, okay, fine, I could get that. But again, you read some of the shit that they were saying, that's kind of what they were going for. The women had it all together, and the man just went and fucked it up. So, I'm gonna let you in a little secret. That don't make a good movie. Okay? And I'll let you in another little secret. Another Disney-owned property, Marvel Comics, has essentially 180'd themselves from the 180 that they originally did, or they took away all the white guys, killed them all off, and replaced them with tweener, wannabe minority, loser characters. They literally turned the Incredible fucking Hulk, Lou fucking Ferrigno, paint the motherfucker green, rip his little pants, throw him in the middle of the thing, and have him rip up a car. They took a character like that, and they slicked up his hair and turned him into a Chinese homo, basically. A straight up fag. Pardon the expression, I'll probably get banned on this one too. And his name, what's his name? Amadeus Cho, whatever the fuck his name is. No, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about that stuff. You want to introduce a quasi-homosexual fucking Hulk character? Whatever. Well, you're going to replace him? You're going to then kill off Bruce fucking Banner and replace him with Homo Hulk? What? And be like, oh, this is the Hulk now. This is the Hulk. Wolverine versus the Hulk. I don't remember Wolverine beating up some homo before. I'm sorry. Call me a bad guy. I don't give a fuck. That ain't shit that I want to see. Now again, you want to introduce a character that's, you know, hey, you want to have a queer Hulk? Fine. I don't even know if he's gay. He probably isn't even gay, but he's that, like, they refer to him as Bro Hulk. Like, Like, yo, bro, that kind of bullshit with a little slicked up hair, and you just want to punch him in the fucking dick. Like, the Hulk was, and is still, because he's still an iconic character. He was an iconic character. He was a legitimate iconic character, and they want to replace him with a quasi tweener, sexual orientated questionnaire bullshit, and I don't understand that. Now, again, are there gay people who want a queer Hulk? Fine, I don't have a problem with gay people having a queer Hulk. I don't have a problem with that. Or a questionable sexuality Hulk. Fine, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. This Hulk wants to suck a dick. Fine. Hulk is the Hulk. He can go suck a dick. I don't care. It doesn't bother me that he's sucking dick. What bothers me is that you're taking the original Hulk that I grew up with and loved in the cartoons and loved Lou Ferrigno and all this other bullshit. And you took that and basically said, yeah, you know what? We're going to piss the fuck all over that, and we're going to give you a fucking Hulk that likes to suck dick now. He ain't a Hulk smash. He's more like Hulk. And give me a fucking break. Take that shit, shove it the fuck up your ass, and I don't want to hear about it no more. I don't want any part of it. Now, I know there might be some people who do. Look, I get it. There's chicks out there. Should Star Wars have female characters? I don't have a problem with that. Although Leia's probably one of the badass characters ever in history of a cinema fucking photography. She is. She's one of the badass females out there ever. You look at her story arc from the damsel in distress princess, although she was never damsel in distress, so I don't want to hear that bullshit. Because who grabbed the gun? Who shot the fucking thing? Who shot him down the garbage chute? Now, okay, granted, they ended up in the garbage, but, you know, give me a break. You want to talk about real feminism? Hey, she took charge. They were under attack. She says, hey, guess what, Flyboy? Boom, shot the thing. Kicked Chewie in the ass, threw him down the fucking thing, and then that little weird, creepy fucker with the eyeball, and Luke in the swamp poop and all that stuff, that water and shit. And that, whatever that thing was, I forgot the name of it. That was a really, really creepy boss battle in Shadow of the Empire. I'm gonna talk about that. Holy shit! I wish somebody would remake that game. I love that game. Shadow of the Empire is like the last real good Star Wars game, at least on the consoles. I don't do PC. Fuck that shit. Speaking of gay Hulks, I don't do PC. Speaking of fag Hulks, I don't do PC. Yeah, I went there. Fuck you, Master Race, you fucking homos. Anyways, let's not even get into that stuff. Let's not even get into that stuff. And again, I'm talking when I say gay and homo, and I use it in that regard, I'm not even talking about people who are gay. I'm just talking about somebody who is acting like something that they're not, but they're doing it because they want to make a point. Like, and they want to act seriously. Like all these, especially these dudes. Oh my god, man. These vaginal men, these vagina men, who. Yeah, listen, I want women to have equal rights, but I'm not going to sit there and pretend that, you know, I just got estrogen pouring out of my vagina. Okay? I'm not. Okay? Now I'm 40 years old. I ain't making the testosterone like I used to. Okay? And in fact, I don't even think I was, to be honest with you. Okay? So, yeah, I mean, listen, I'm probably as close to a woman as you're going to get. I'm probably as close to a male woman as you're going to get. Okay? No, I don't suck dick or nothing, but I'm, you know, hey, the body ain't working like it used to. So, it's ironic for me to have to say this, but, I mean, come on, man. All these little warrior justice fuckers who want to stand up for the oppressed woman. And don't get me wrong, they're standing up for the oppressed woman, and then they're just being a bitch about it. That's a whole other thing. And these guys who want to jump on the bandwagon because, oh yes, we gotta have the males look stupid. We gotta take away their power so that the women can have the power back. And that brings me to Rey. Holy fucking shit! Now I don't understand how it is feminism, like good feminism. And I'll be honest with you, this shit that they're doing right here is not good feminism. It's not. Because the whole point of Rey, she didn't earn anything. She didn't even train. She spent like 10 minutes training with the lightsaber. Like, she's done nothing, but she's given all of this power. And I don't like that. And feminists, like actual feminists who care about the actual topic without going over and saying, "Oh, we got to make all men look like idiots. We got to take the power from men and give it back to ourselves." That bullshit. But the people who actually want to fight for equality and actual real, and even into the whole girl power thing, which is great. I have no problem with that. But there's a difference between girl power and, oh, by the way, you have something, I'm taking it from you. Okay. Now, I understand the whole liberal conservative thing. I'm not even talking like in a Donald Trump sort of way. I'm not. But you look at Luke. You look at his story. He's hanging up in the little Wampa cave there, and the only thing he could do is reach out for the lightsaber and, thaw his legs out. Okay, fine. You see him actually have actual growth that he had to internalize and manifest physically. Rey is just doing shit like, oh, let me just mentally take over your mind and control you, and I have all this superpower for meh. I don't know it's there. I don't know the fact I can do it. I don't know the fact that it's even a thing, but yet I was just doing it. I don't like that. Because the point of the journey is to go on it with these characters. If Rey is getting all these powers and she doesn't understand it, and she's trying to work it out, I, as the fan, male or otherwise, want to go on that experience with her. They don't even address that. It's like, oh, yeah, I need to lift up 100 million boulders. Blah, blah, blah. And she just starts doing it. No rhyme or reason. Like, there's no eternal struggle. Like, she's like, oh, let me concentrate, let me focus, let me close my eyes, and there's none of that. It's just like, oh, I gotta help these people, and they all just come out. Like, hey, Rey, thanks. It's fucking stupid. It is absolutely asininely fucking stupid. Now, if they had taken the time and actually, I don't know, told a fucking story, told a story that was actually coherent, hey, guess what? I'd be on the whole feminist bandwagon. Yeah, let's make Rey great. Let's jump on her bandwagon because she's fun. She was a fun catalyst for this newfound growth spurt that, because again, Kylo is getting stronger because he killed his daddy. He killed fucking what's his face. He did all this horrible stuff. The stronger he gets in the evil, the stronger she gets in the good. Okay, which is just stupid, but that's neither here nor there. It's stupid. Oh, balance of the Force. Balance of the Force. Dude, you cannot balance the fucking Force. Because simply, the bad guys will do bad things. And you can't let the bad guys do bad things. You can't just let Snoke take over a fucking army and take over the galactic universe. Duh. Okay, you can't do that. It doesn't work. You have to stop them. So the balance of the Force can't happen. It can't work. It makes no sense. Now, okay, if they're evil and they don't do evil things, but then what's the point of them being evil? Okay, it doesn't make sense. Again, when the evil are trying to take over in a galactic empire sort of fucking way, it really hinders the idea of, oh yeah, we can have the balanced Force. Now, if it was an individual balanced Force, which they seem to kind of want to almost hint to, where like Rey is really good, but she's also got a kinship to the dark side. You could maybe go that way, where it's like, I'm good, like I don't want to take over the galactic universe, but I'm also bad, I might kill a bunch of younglings. I don't know. But when you have one guy who's like, oh, I'm the bad guy, here, let me raise my hand, don't worry, I'm the bad guy, don't you forget. I'm Kylo fuck Ren. I killed my daddy. Don't you forget, I killed Han Solo, one of the iconic fucking characters. Last 40 fucking years, I just killed him willy-nilly for no reason so I could get stronger with the dark side so that Rey could get stronger with the Force. That's all it led up to. That's the only reason any of it happened. Because you know good will always conquer evil. So the balanced force, one big turd. Now, if they try to do it internally with like one dude, like let's say the Samuel L. Jackson character, Mace Windu with the purple lightsaber, the light, the blue or the green or whatever, and the red and the purple. Okay, and you're trying to internally struggle it with yourself. I could maybe see that, but not this way. Because again, Kylo's bad guy, Rey's good. He's going to want to try to kill her at some point because she's too powerful. He's going to want all the power for himself because that's what bad guys do. It doesn't fucking work. You cannot... No. No. And if you're one of these super hyper fucking lesbian, feminist people, and don't get me wrong about all that, but you're basically gaining your power because men are gaining power too. So it's like... What? You're getting power because of them. You're not getting power because of you. What should be what feminism is about. Okay, it should be about you doing what you need to do and getting equal. Basically, Rey's done nothing. She just stood there and like, oh, he did all the work, and yeah, I'm rising tide, right? Raises all boats, bullshit kind of concept. Oh my god, that's so frustrating. Because again, it doesn't tell a good fucking story. Feminism doesn't tell a good story because if it did, all your Marvel comics, guess what? Guess what they would be? Number one fucking sellers. Marvel right now isn't making a fucking dime. They are literally collapsing the comic book industry. Like, comic book stores are closing because nobody wants to buy that shit. Your feminists aren't running out there in droves buying this stuff. They're not. The people who went to see Star Wars went to see Star Wars, not lesbian wars. That's a whole other fucking thing. That's a whole other show. And I don't want to get into this whole feminism bullshit, feminazis, or whatever they want to fucking call it. And I don't even give a damn. I'm not even talking from a conservative point of view. I'm just talking from a person who's grown up with Star Wars, whose Star Wars is a big fucking deal, and I don't like the fact they're using it as a prop, as just a skin to their bullshit. They're basically taking their bullshit and skinning it in a Star Wars universe. And I gotta be honest with you, that pisses me off. Now, I don't want to be one of these people who are just like, oh, these damn feminists and do. But no, they have gone to the nth fucking degree to make it the most obnoxious piece of shit movie on the fucking planet. Now, I'm sorry. Now, one of the arguments that I heard, and this is from an actual woman who said this, like if you're a female, some of the best iconic characters are somebody like Han Solo. Everybody wants to be Han. Everybody can relate to Han. Leia. Hell, Chewie, R2, 3PO. You relate to them. Luke, you relate to them. Even if you're a female. I am not a female. I love Leia. Okay. You look at the new generation who's growing up with these new Star Wars. What is there to love? What is there to get behind? What's the struggle? Seriously, if you're a fan of Rey, what is the struggle that she's going through? Oh, she's gaining all this power and she's learning how to use it. But she never does learn how to use it. She just uses it. It makes no sense. Luke had to learn. He had to struggle through it. He had to go to the swamp and learn to raise the rock. He went to the struggle. He couldn't get the ship out of the water. He had to go to Cloud City and confront his father. What does Rey got to confront? If it ain't Snoke. Oh, she's going to confront Kylo because... Why? Why does she even have to confront him? It's not to become a Jedi. It's not to become a knight. It's not to fulfill her training that she's never even had. Now she is stronger than Luke. She is stronger than the Skywalker family, who is very strong. She has really no trainer. She has no mentor of any kind. And yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, let's look back at Luke. He meets this old man who saves his life. The fucking Wampa people, or where the fuck they were, those sand people, trying to rip him up, and they raped 3PO and ripped him apart and shit. And here comes old Obi-Wan. You don't know who he is. He's like this old hermit dude. And they play the message. He's like, well, we gotta go and help. Because the princess is in trouble. It was a classic storyline. Well, whatever. Jesus. She was a damsel in distress, man. She wasn't a damsel in distress. Yeah, she was in distress because Vader took over her ship, but she was holding her own. She wasn't in distress. She wasn't a damsel in distress. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. They held her captive. They fucking tortured her. She wasn't a damsel in distress. She was anybody in distress because the motherfucker captured her shit. Okay? This force-wielding asshole in a mask took over her shit. And yeah, she called out for help for Obi-Wan because why? Obi-Wan, you know, he's the only one who could have helped them at that time. He's the only one to confront Vader. She couldn't confront Vader. Well, she's just a damsel in distress then. No. No. Yes, she had force powers even though she didn't know how to use them because she wasn't fucking trained how to use them. So okay, the classic Star Wars are this feminist nightmare because Leia didn't know how to use the Force properly. Of course, she didn't even know she had the Force. She didn't even know she was part of the family, so on and so forth. She didn't know Vader was her daddy. But no, Rey's captured. Now she can just blow the door open because, hey, why not? That's fucking stupid, dude. That is fucking stupid. That was just fucking stupid. And don't even get me started with that shit. Now, if she learned how to do it, and it was actually like a training session, or somebody was, you know, anything, I don't know. Let me go on the journey with her, instead of the journey just being her. It's stupid. It's dumb. And that's not even good feminism. I'm sorry. That's stupid. That would be like that'd be like me walking into a mega $1 million corporation saying, okay, where's my check? Where's my check? They'd be like, sir, you don't even work here. Yeah, fuck you. I want my check. I want my check. I'm a CEO. I want my check. It makes no sense. None. No, I don't want to shit all over the movie. Ironically, I just spent 40 minutes doing so. There were some good points to the movie. I'm not going to sit there and trash the whole thing. But I think what, to me, a lot of the quote-unquote the good is that I simply, and like everybody else, it was the nostalgia. It was the skin of Star Wars. You take that away, this is just a really shitty fucking movie. It's just a really bad movie. The plot was horrible. The directing was absolute shit. I'm sorry, the guy is not a good director. Maybe he's good in something else that doesn't have baggage? Maybe. He's gonna go have. Oh, he's got a Han Solo trilogy, which the guy doesn't even look like fucking Han. You know who would have made a great Han Solo? Joe Flanagan, the guy from Stargate Atlantis. He would have made it fucking cool. He's got the same look. He would have been really cool. This other guy's got like a square head, and the only thing that's even remotely close to linking them is, okay, you might be on the same bridge as the Millennium Falcon, and you got Chewie squawking. That's about the highlight of any of this. And the title, what is it? Han Solo story, a solo story, whatever the fuck. It's stupid. It's clearly bullshit. They clearly don't give a fuck about the Star Wars franchise. They don't give a fuck about the history. They don't give a shit. It'll probably be some fucking feminist fucking Nazi bullshit where, oh, Han's a bad guy because he likes to womanize or some stupid fucking shit. Or, he's, this, that, or the other. So, who. They're gonna do something. They're gonna do something stupid like that. Instead of telling a good fucking story and just going from there. They don't give a fuck. They don't care about the story. Clearly, you watch Last Jedi. They didn't give a flying fuck about the story, and they sure as shit didn't care about the lore. They didn't give a flying fuck about the lore. Yeah, they may have, like if you read, like I guess there's a couple books that they brought out that define the lore and defined a few things, and you need to read that stuff before you watch the movie. And I'm sorry, that does not make a good movie. It's like Halo. Like going from Halo 4 where Cortana died into Halo 5 where she's alive and well and she's turned evil. Now, I don't necessarily have a problem that she turned evil. I think it's kind of a cool idea. But you never explained it. There was never a crawl. There was never anything at the beginning that said, oh, by the way, Cortana's back and she just shit the bed. It's just you go from the close of 4 into 5, and it makes no goddamn sense. You can't do that. That's bad storytelling. Each individual game, each individual book, each individual thing can carry over from the other, but it also needs to be a contained, self-contained story. Again, you look at something like Harry Potter. Every book was essentially a new semester. No, I will admit, if you watch the movies, there's a few things, it didn't feel like they carried over. They felt like they were individual things a little too much, where some of the stuff could have carried over. Like, for example, there was the big spiders, and there was that scene where you see all the little spiders and are crawling around, they're crawling up the cracks of the window. You only see that for like one clip of the movie. You don't see spiders ever again. Yet there's a gazillion fucking spiders nearby, but you never see them again. So there's a few things they should have carried over, and certain things should have bled over into the other movies just because. Not even for fan service, but just because they should be a natural part of the experience. Again, you're talking about there's a wooded area not too far from the school, and there's like a bazillion fucking spiders, and one of which can talk to you, and it is like super fucking huge. It's like the size of a dump truck. Okay. And there's like a bazillion of them. Yet you never see another spider again in the movie. Okay. Again, there's certain things that should have bled over. But it's still ultimately a better, serviceable story. Now, I admit, like, the CG in the original, in the first couple, were just straight shit. Harry Potter, I mean. Where, dude, don't get me started with CG shit nowadays. Like, CG Hulk can go kiss my dick. CG Hulk is just horrible. I'd much rather them dust off Lou fucking Ferrigno and do some camera work like they did with The Hobbit, and they did with Gandalf, where he looked like he's 50 feet tall, and the hobbits look like they're 2 feet tall. Do some camera fucking magic, make him look like he's much bigger than Thor, and paint the motherfucker. In fact, you don't even have to paint the motherfucker green. You can do it post thing, and change the tint of his fucking skin, turn him green, and be like, "Rrr." Okay, I would much rather see Lou fucking Ferrigno as a physical being in the physical fucking world with a few camera tricks to make him look really big. Then I would rather see CGI Hulk. Although I will take CGI Hulk over fucking Homo Hulk, I'll tell you that much. But, anyways, I don't want to get into the Homo Hulk stuff. Well, I already did. Fuck you. So it's there. But again, I don't want to trash the feminist concept. I don't want to come across as if I'm, oh, you treat women and blah, 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 blah. No, if anything, I want women to succeed. Just saying, oh, by the way, you're a woman, here you go. That is not succeeding. That's not. That's not succeeding. It doesn't, first off, it does. No, all right. Oh, fuck it. Let me talk about this. If you're talking in a Christian sort of way, then guess what? None of us deserve anything. So technically, the quote unquote the feminazi idea of just take and give, that's actually a little more Christian than anything else. Like there's Christian conservative where you have to work for it, you have to earn it. Well, guess what? If you read the Bible, the only thing we have earned is hell. That's what the whole point of salvation is. It's a free gift. So if you're talking about it on that level, then okay, sure. Take from the man, give to the woman, balance it out. But that doesn't equal a good story. That doesn't equal a story that is something that anybody wants to be a part of. Again, the purpose of a story like this, you want to go on the journey with them. Now, when's the last time you've been given anything like that? Maybe somebody gives you a birthday gift, or somebody gives you something you want. But when's the last time somebody basically said, basically, here's everything. You have to do nothing for it. Just you be you, dog. Okay, nobody does that. That's not how the world works. Okay? Again, it is what it is. But especially if you're following along in the story, you want to see her struggle. You want to see her say, I can't get it. I can't figure it out. Because it happens to everyone else. No one else just walks into a building and gets $1 million paycheck, a CEO paycheck, and a CEO bonus. Like, I can't walk into Congress and say, okay, I'm going to start making, laws and shit and do congressional business. They're going to throw me the fuck out. They're going to take me in handcuffs and throw me the fuck out. That doesn't make a good story. No, if I campaign and I try to raise money and it's the underdog story, I'm a nobody, I'm trying to break into politics, that makes a better story because you as the viewer, you come along for my ride. What ride has Rey had? Now, she's had a little bit of one as far as like, okay, she's on this abandoned planet, her parents supposedly left her, blah, blah, blah. She randomly finds the Millennium Falcon, which makes no fucking sense, but okay, let's just run with it. And she gets thrust into this thing and she starts gaining all these powers. Now, if they took it in that sense where, okay, she's gaining these powers and you're watching her struggle and you're watching her, like, internalize, okay, all this raw fucking power, she never does any of that, really. She just starts doing stuff and she has there's like nothing there. You might see a little bit of like facial expression, like she doesn't really get what's going on, which I think is more the actress than it is the actual fucking director or the actual fucking story itself. Like, I think Daisy's trying to like give us something more than the fucking higher ups are. Or maybe I don't know. And I like Daisy. I think she's great. She's got a great look. I like her. I mean, I want to like her. I do. I want to like her as a character. Unless she's, got a sweatshop in the back 40 with a bunch of kids or something in real life. I don't know. I mean, she could be a real scumbag in real life. I don't know. But, I don't know. And then what they did with Luke, I I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like what they did with Luke. We're talking 40-year build up, literally to this moment. Because it was always established, sort of, kind of, maybe, that there was a third trilogy. And we finally get said third trilogy. And instead of telling even a bad Star Wars movie, you tell a bad Star Wars story, fine. Fine. I could live with that. I could live with a bad Star Wars story. We didn't even get that. We got a feminist, crazy feminist, like outrageously leftist feminist agenda story that was only told for this exact reason to propagate feminism, like insane feminism, and piss on everybody else. That's the only reason these were done. That's the only reason Disney bought the franchise, was to tell a story about all this bullshit. Because they clearly don't care about the lore. They clearly don't care about the story. They clearly don't care about the characters, and that's for damn sure. Okay. I mean, shit. You can even see how they treated Leia. Now, granted, it's a different time. She's older. She's a general. So, okay, that's fine. She moved up in the ranks. You could deal with that. That's a feminist idea that totally works. Because it makes sense with the story. It does. It works, and I'm for it, and I love it, actually. I'm actually on board with what they did with Leia. I love the way she comes across. She has some badass moments. Now, this is going to be absolutely horrible for me to say, but it looks like there was a car wreck, and it culminated on her mouth. She has a weird mouthful thing. I don't know if she had a stroke or something, but she had a weird... Just her mouth was just really weird. I don't know. Something about it. It's really weird. But she looked fucking badass aside from that. Okay? And I love the character. I love Carrie Fisher. Rest in peace. Blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. That being said... She's fucking fantastic. Now, Rey has done nothing to earn that. Rey has had no struggle. She had no struggle of any kind, other than the fact, okay, mommy and daddy left me for dead. Okay, no. That's a good start. I think that's a good basis. But they did nothing with it. They did zero with it. Nothing. Nothing. So, okay, she had bad parenting. And the only reason they're doing that is because, well, she's just a random nobody, and random nobodies now can get the Force, and blah, 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 and all this people power bullshit. Which they established at the end, where you see the little kid, and he Force uses the broom, and he's got the little ring, and he looks up to the sky, and he's like, oh, and the theme song goes off, and bullshit. Insinuating that there's literally a new hope. Now, speaking of new hope, which is Luke, he wasn't much of a hope. Okay, he wasn't much of a hope. So they basically shit all over that part of the story. Now, again, here's the problem. Mark Hamill has been living this character for 40 plus fuck years. Why they didn't take any of his ideas into consideration is far and away beyond me. Because you clearly see the agenda. They went in, basically told him, guess what, fuck what you have to say, fuck this character, we're doing it because we have an agenda. And that is clear as fucking day. And they've even come out and said that. The director said that, the Kennedy woman, whatever the fuck her name is, she said that openly. This isn't like he said, she said. This is like actual statements that they've made, like official statements. And it's disturbing. It's absolutely disturbing. So to me, I'll be honest with you, if I had a small child who was a female, I would be. I'm sorry. These new franchises, this new franchise here of Star Wars is bullshit. I wouldn't let my kids see it. I wouldn't, because it's bullshit. There are far better things. I would much rather than watch the original trilogy. See, because there's a difference. Because you take, like, for example, Red Dead Redemption, which is one of the biggest games that people are anticipating for this year. It's probably going to get delayed, but whatever. From Rockstar Games, which is basically Grand Theft Auto on horseback, and the original was it was literally a classic. And people are complaining that there's no major female character. Now, if you go back and we'll play the original game, there was some strong female characters. The problem is the time frame that they lived in. Women had an interesting role. There were strong female leads, but they weren't necessarily the lead, if you get my point. Yes, they were held down, but there were strong female women doing things almost behind the scenes. Again, you look at the different war stories. All the men went off to war, and then the women had to, sew and do stuff, and the women had to do certain things because, yes, it was their role. It literally was know your role and shut your mouth kind of a deal. So when you look at it from a historical point of view, if they were to take this new Red Dead Redemption, which is basically John Marston's backstory, because it was established he was in a gang, so on and so forth. Now, again, you look back, whatever, 1777, 1880, whatever the fuck it was, you're not going to have a prominent female role. You're just not. In this particular gang. You're not. You're not. You can be, it's 2018 and feminism, rah, rah, rah. It's, I don't know. It's just not, it's not the same thing. It's not the same. Now, you could have a prominent female role doing things and actually have a story where, okay, what she did was very important to the progression of the main character. It's kind of like Leia at the very beginning. Yeah, she was a princess. She was in distress. Vader took over the ship and she needed help and blah, blah, blah. She couldn't handle it herself, which I think is bullshit because, like I said, she saved them and shot the thing and shut them down the poop chute. Okay. So, yeah, there was a certain role that women technically play. Now, in this generation, we can't have females who are princesses. Well, why the fuck not? Name me one little girl who doesn't want to be a princess. What, being a princess is bad? I don't understand it. I've never understood the logic of that. And teaching your kids that kind of shit, it bothers me. If the kid wants to be a princess, let the kid be a fucking princess. Now, your son wants to be a princess, you might want to put a kibosh on that, but hey, whatever. Whatever. I mean, there's a difference between, okay, they're the kid, you're the parent. The kid wants to put on a dress and put on mommy's lipstick. You need to punch a kid in the fucking dick until he figures it out. It's that simple. That's all I got to say on that. It's parenting 101. Okay, it is. It is. Just because you want to do something, just because you want something, doesn't mean you get it. I want a lot of shit I don't get. I want the stuff that I have to actually fucking work. I don't get that. I'm speaking for myself. I need to be grateful for the little bit of nothing that I do have. And believe me, I am grateful. I bitch about it because it's what I do, but, hey. It's kind of like this fucking movie. I want more Star Wars, so I gotta be grateful for the little bit of Star Wars that I have. That's why I don't hate the movie necessarily. I hate some of the bullshit. I hate the political bullshit. And I hate some of the design choices or the creative decisions. But I'm happy to have it. So, again, I'm talking to myself here, too. But I don't understand the idea that... And don't get me wrong, I understand equality. But if you're telling a period piece, and telling a piece that people relate to, you can't just sit there and say, well, okay, Princess Leia is so strong in the Force that she rivals Luke and makes him look like a weenie. He already did all that. He was a whiny little bitch to begin with. And now, what if Leia comes out and upstages him? The problem is, that story was not about her. It was about him. Now, okay, you want to make a story about Rey, where it is about, quote unquote, her. Fine. Then do a story about her. They have done no story about her. Her story is shallow. Random nobody parents left her on the planet, and she gets force powers. You got 2 movies doing that. You got 2 movies explaining that. You don't need 2 movies. I did it in, 5 seconds? Yeah, they've done multiple hours, at least 3 to 4 hours of that based upon nothing. Yet again, you look at Leia's progression. All 3 films. And then you see her now. You see her. Well, obviously not now because she's dead, but you get my point. You see her in the current movies, and she's badass. That's feminism that I want to see. I want to see somebody who, you go on the journey. Like, again, you follow Leia and you go on the journey with her. Okay. And yes, at the end of the original Star Wars, yes, she's the princess, she's doing the things, she's handing out the medals, and yes, probably the Wookiee should have got one too, and all this other bullshit. But she's doing her duty. She's doing what she's supposed to do. That was her thing. She's handing out the fucking medals. That's just what she does, because it's part of what it means to be a leader. The leader hands out the fucking medals. You don't trash Obama, you don't trash Trump when they pin the medal on somebody. Same thing. You're gonna say, well, the presidency is just not high enough office. You should strive to be better. Being a princess is being horrible to yourself as a human being. That's just bullshit. She's a fucking princess, dude. Everybody looks up to her. I'm sorry. The idea of being a princess is a bad thing is stupid. I want to be the fucking princess. Okay. Now, okay, being the princess makes sense. You were born into it. You've done nothing to earn it, technically. Kind of like Rey. But there's the eternal struggle of, okay, I'm the princess, and with that comes responsibility. You got Rey, who's getting all these force powers. There's no responsibility, because she could just do whatever the fuck she wants, because, hey, she's got force powers. Why the fuck not? She doesn't even have time to train. She literally trained for about 5 minutes in the entire movie. Or both sets of movies, I should say. Literally about 5 minutes. And she, quote-unquote, had one training session with Luke, and now she's a Jedi Master. That is just stupid. It is straight up fucking stupid. Now, yeah, we don't technically get to see Leia be the princess, be the leader. That's what a princess is. It's not just some cutesy little thing. Oh, she's in a little dress, and she got a little hair up, and oh, she's just so cute. No, that's not what being a princess is about. Being a princess means you're going to lead a bunch of fucking people in things, in affairs. You're going to lead your kingdom into battle. Yes, you can have a war-hardened princess. You can have... It's like Breath of the Wild, Zelda. You had Sarkeesian come out and be like, oh, she's this damsel in distress. Obviously, the bitch didn't play the fucking game, because that character is one of the fucking coolest female characters out there. Because, yes, she was the princess. And yes, her father was pressuring her to do her female duties. Now, we as the fan base know that Zelda is aligned with the Triforce of Wisdom. Link is courage, Ganon is power. And what happened was, she had to go to these different shrines, wisdom, courage, and power, do whatever ceremony had to be done, and the goddess was supposed to awaken power in her so that she could save the kingdom. Well, she goes to power first. She's not attuned to it. She doesn't know this. No one knows this. So she goes, does the ceremony, nothing happens. Okay. She then goes to courage. She's not aligned with courage. Okay, fine. Nothing happens. She gets frustrated. Beautiful story, actually. And this is from Nintendo, who tells like no story. She gets frustrated. And there's actually a scene where she like lashes out and like, why have you forsaken me? Why, what's the point? And blah blah blah. This whole thing. And the whole time you're seeing flashbacks of her and Link get the thing, because Link is training to be a warrior. Yes, to protect the princess, because it just is what it is. Because she needs to go and she needs a bodyguard. You know, you are a leader, you need a bodyguard. You need a security detail. It's that simple. Politicians do it. Kings do it. Presidents do it. You're not going to have the president just go to McDonald's without a Secret Service. So, give me a break. Oh, she's a female, she's a strong female lead, she should be able to just take on anything. No, it's not how that works. I don't care how badass with the Force you are in this case, with Rey, you get outnumbered, you're going to get fucked up. Okay, so anyway, back to the Zelda thing. And Anita Sarkeesian's like, well, she just maybe she is a princess in distress. Pisses me off because she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. Play the fucking game. Because one of the coolest fucking scenes, and again, we know she's in tune with wisdom. There's this really great fucking scene in Breath of the Wild where Zelda wants to take off her dress, take off her princess, cutesy little, flagrant little dress, and take off all the pomp and circumstance. She wants to put on her shit kickers and go dig up these fucking machines that they're finding. They found all these machines under the dirt from like millennia ago. And she wants to dig them up and study them and learn about them, aka wisdom. And her father comes out and says, no, you're not going to do that. You have a duty as the princess to do what you're supposed to do. Now, yes, he was actually right, but he was hindering her from finding her actual purpose. So again, she goes to the Shrine of Power, nothing. Goes to the Shrine of Courage, nothing. She gets to the Shrine of Wisdom, and it's like, whatever. But again, she had a longing to be what she was supposed to be, which was attuned to wisdom. So her doing her duty of like, you need to lead the people, you need to be the spokesperson for the people and just be the face of the people and be like, everything's gonna be okay and blah blah blah, and you need to do what you're supposed to do, and that's just what you're supposed to do. You do what you're supposed to do, basically. But the thing is, what she was supposed to do, she was going to go do, but it wasn't seemingly on the surface what she was supposed to be doing. So in other words, if the king had just shut the fuck up and let her go dig in the dirt and do what she was supposed to do, that may have awoken the power within her. It's a beautiful story. It was a simple, beautiful fucking story. And I actually applaud Nintendo, because Nintendo does nothing with stories. It's like, okay, Princess gets captured, somebody goes saves her. Peach gets captured, Mario's gotta go save her. And that's the story. That's literally the whole story over 30 years worth of games. Same story, same shit. This one actually had a little bit of thing. And I'm sorry, that version of Zelda is just phenomenal. You want to talk about real feminism? Yeah, you got these idiot feminists who just want to find a problem, because that's what they do. They don't want to actually look and understand what the game is about and actually grasp the fucking thing and actually maybe finish the fucking game before they start bad-mouthing it and trashing it. And quite frankly, it makes her look like an idiot. It makes Anita Sarkeesian look like a fucking moron, because she clearly didn't finish the fucking game. You trash the game for being something, and then it turns around and is exactly what you want it to be, but you're too fucking arrogant and pig-headed to fucking grasp it, so you look like a fucking moron. But again, all the people who follow her, they don't give a fuck about none of that, because none of them are going to play the game. They're just gonna be, oh, Legend of Zelda is just sexist. It's sexist. That game is sexist. They have no fucking clue what they're talking about. They think they do, and that's what's sad. And to me, that's not good feminism. How is it good feminism to take a woman who is promoting feminism, but being a complete dumbass? It's counterintuitive. I don't know, man. It's frustrating. Now, I understand, yes, there are some legitimate questions and legitimate issues when it comes to feminism in media and the woman's role and all that bullshit. I understand that. And I get that. And I even applaud it to a degree when people are like, okay, we don't like this. But now we're getting to the point where it's like, if the woman isn't the hero, then the whole thing is just horrible. And I don't know if that's the way you should be looking at it. I mean, let's be honest. The woman's not always the hero. There are many times women kill their own fucking kids. For example, or they do something horrible. Now, granted, you don't always see mass murderers that are women. You don't see women going, gun-touting sprees. It's usually men. Fine. So, okay, where's the feminism in that? I don't see stories about women going crazy and shooting up, casinos or something. Although, who knows? I guess technically Star Wars did that, but whatever. I don't know. It's weird. It's just, I don't like that. I don't like people trying to superimpose their bullshit over something that is very important to a lot of people. I don't like that. Because it goes from being what makes Star Wars great versus we have an agenda and we're going to just shove it up your fucking ass sideways. And now I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like the art direction on any of that stuff. Now, one of the things I've been watching is people going to Toys R Us and they show the toys, and none of the toys are selling. None of them. Well, first off, they're fucking too expensive. They got like $100 toys and shit. $150, $200, $300 toys. And no. Like, you got the official, life-size BB-8 that runs around. That thing's like $300, $350. No. No. I wouldn't even buy an R2 for $350. I wouldn't even buy R2 that comes with a midget inside it for $300. Well, maybe I would, actually. That would be kind of interesting to have a little midget inside of a tin can and have him do my bidding. But hey, whatever. That's just, that's just me. But I don't know. And you see, like I said, you see all these toys, and nobody's buying them. You know why nobody's buying them? Because they're boring. The new Millennium Falcon looks like shit. It does. These I don't even know what the new ones are. They're like AT-ST 3D 456. Whatever the fuck it is. They're stupid, and they look stupid. I don't like the look of them. The original was iconic. Now, I understand that, okay, these are more like trash heap versions. I can deal with that. I like that idea, actually, where these are more clunky versions, because obviously whatever mass production, place was mass producing these fucking things, whatever. So they're all kind of hobnobbed together. I kind of get that, but when you look at them collectively, especially the toys, they just don't. Like, there's nothing there. It isn't like, oh yeah, I need to drop $100 on this piece of shit. I mean, seriously. I'd rather drop $100 on a dime bag, for fuck's sake. I mean, let's be honest. And then you look at the toys, and they're just boring. And of course, none of the big female stuff. Like, they have this whole line of, I forgot what they're called, but they're like feminist pride versions or something, or feminist girl power kind of versions, and they're very chibi bullshit. I don't know. They're weird looking, but I don't know. That shit isn't selling. They're doing all these like feminist. Literally, they were doing feminist dolls, Like, there's a whole line of feminist Star Wars stuff. And we're talking actual. This is like actual feminist. This isn't just like, well, you're just promoting women, so it's feminine. No, I mean these are. I forgot what they're called. I forgot the actual name, but there's an actual line of like femdolls. Um, and that shit's just not selling. No, they want to promote all this stuff to little girls. Hey, that is great. I have no problem doing that. I have no problem them having a legitimate. In fact, I like the idea that Rey is a female Force user. That's important. Not that she's not been the first one. I mean, you look at the cartoons that I forgot what the fucking name was, Anakin's apprentice in the cartoon. She's a great character. I like the character. Okay, I like the fact that, okay, Rey's a prominent female lead. I have no problem with that. I like that, actually. But I don't like it at the expense of everybody else. You make Luke look like a fucking imbecile. You kill Han the way you did, with no real payoff. And you make Poe look like a goof. Finn takes a back seat. It's like, what's the point? Now, if you got a young son, who do they have to look up to as a role model or somebody to be? I mean, again, back in the day, Luke, okay, he was a whiny little bitch, but hey, he was cool. He had a lightsaber. He had force powers. That's cool. Han Solo really didn't have force powers, but he's Han Solo. What the fuck? Everybody wants to be Han Solo. You know? Leia. Leia had a great role. Now, okay, yeah, she may have been third. That's not some anti-woman thing. It's just, okay, you got Luke Skywalker, but she was definitely part of the top 3 trilogy of main characters. 4 if you throw in Chewie, and then you got the 2 droids. Now, you want to talk about minorities and shit? Where's Lando? They have done nothing with the black character. Where's Lando? They've done nothing with Lando. Nothing. Well, shit. Shit. He's a minority. Why aren't you using him? So, again, you're going to play this minority bullshit. Let's turn it around. Again, where's Lando? Where's Lando? Okay. Whatever, man. But again, my purpose behind this is, if you're going to do it, you need to do it so it actually... I'm sorry, I don't think Rey, or I don't think any of these characters that are femme-worthy specific are good role models for young girls. I just don't. I don't. Like, seriously, you want to teach your daughters that, you know, you need to take from other people so you can build yourself up. What kind of moral is that? I mean, what kind of moral is it that okay, as the 2 female leaders, Leia and the purple-haired chick, that to be a good leader, you basically have to shit all over men and treat them like shit. And that's what they did in that movie. That's what they did to Poe. Now, okay, granted, Poe fucked up. He did. He lost some. He lost a bunch of people trying to take out that dreadnought. Fine. Fine. Okay, shit happens. It's war. It happens. But then to treat him like crap, and for like no reason. Now, granted, if he's a hothead, you know, like Han was a hothead, they could have played something up like that, you know. But to then take it where you go into this 30 to 40 minute story arc that basically has no payoff, just to show that he's a complete idiot. Oh, he should have trusted the women, and the women had all the, you know, the women had this. They had this. He should have trusted the women, and, you know, what's the point? Like, for example, your son, who does he have to look up to? What, Kylo Ren? Okay, maybe. I could understand kids digging Vader. Okay, I could get that. Name me the good guy who he's supposed to look up to. Is he supposed to look up to Luke, who's sucking tits on a fucking giraffe? monster thing. What, he's supposed to look up to Finn, who had basically no purpose at all in the movie? Is he supposed to look up to Poe, who's treated like a fucking imbecile? Where is his Luke Skywalker? I'm talking old school Luke. Where's his Han Solo? Old school. Where are these characters for young boys? They're not there. They're not there. Now, I don't know what to tell you. Why they can't have a legitimate character who's male, who is co-equal. Make him co-equal with Rey. Now, technically, I guess you have Kylo Ren, who is technically equal as far as power goes. But again, he's the bad guy. She's the good guy. He's the bad guy. Okay. Okay. So it's basically saying that boys are bad, girls are good. That's essentially what you're saying. And if you've got children, what are they supposed to think? Oh, the male character is bad, the female character is good. That to me that's not good feminism. That's not good morals to teach your children. Now all of a sudden, your girls are going to look at your son and be like, "Oh, he's bad. He's bad. He's stinky. He's poopy." I don't know. I don't know. I don't have kids. Maybe it doesn't work that way. I don't know. Maybe I'm oversimplifying that, but what role model did they have? Young boys, seriously. Now again, back in the day, yes, you had women, you had girls who grew up with Leia, and okay, I admit, maybe to a degree, because again, the whole story was about Luke, that maybe Leia did take a slight back seat, only because again, it wasn't technically her story. Even though she was part of it. Actually, technically, it was Anakin's story. Yes, even going into Luke. But, whatever. Now, I could admit there was probably, especially you look at the original prequel, there probably could have been a few more female Jedi Council members. That probably, you could make that argument. I agree with that. But just for the sake of having it, I don't know. Because again, if we're talking about just the lore and just the story, okay, well maybe at that time there was just a lot of males who were prominent. It's not necessarily a bad thing, not necessarily a good thing. It's just, okay, but yet you go 100 years back, maybe there were more females, or it's just, whatever. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But just having a strong female, just for the simple fact of having a strong female, okay, I could maybe see that. But when that's what it becomes the whole story about, I don't know. It just doesn't set well with me. I would rather have a good Star Wars story, and yeah, if you can throw in a strong female lead, cool. But make it a good fucking Star Wars first. So we're going in to see Star Wars, we're not going in to see lesbian wars. Or, feminism wars, I should say. Yeah, seriously, we're not going to see Fem Wars. We're seeing Star Wars. You want to do Fem Wars, that's a whole other story. Have at it. Have fun, do what you gotta do. But you're going to come in, you're going to take a 40-year franchise, shit all over it because you got an agenda. I got a problem with that. I just do. I straight up have a fucking problem with that. Because they could have told a really, really good Star Wars story while using their agenda, while pushing their agenda. And that's exactly what it is. They're political bullshit. Hey, you want to tell me a story about a strong female lead, make me give a fuck. How about that? How about that? Make me care. Give young girls a legitimate role model in a story that they can get behind. I am for that. I do think that there should be a boy version as well. I mean, seriously, again, you look at this new modern Star Wars, like the last two movies. If you're a young boy, who do you have to look into? I mean, other than Kylo, which is questionable. You know, I mean, for example, we didn't. Well, I mean, again, you look at Vader. People, yeah, people are going to glom onto the bad guy. Sure, Darth Maul was pretty awesome. We didn't really get a backstory for him, but whatever. But again, you had Obi-Wan, you had young Anakin. You know, you didn't like Anakin, you liked Obi-Wan, cool. You had somebody to care about. Padme was a great female character who was a strong lead. No, again, it's about Star Wars, it's about Jedi. She wasn't really a Jedi, so yeah, she took somewhat of a backseat, but she was still pretty strong. I mean, shit, remember that fucking scene where the three of them are tied to the pillars and they're in the arena? The the two Jedi's are yakking, and he's like, well, what are we going to do with Padme? And blah, blah. He's like, well, Padme seems to be on top of things. And she's climbing up the fucking thing, the chain. You know, again, you know, that's a strong female character. I like the fact that, okay, she was taking charge. She was, defending herself. She doing what she had to do. I dig that. I like that. That's something I want to see a story about. I want to see Rey do the same thing. Rey's not doing the same thing. She's not. She's not taking charge. She just is charge for no reason. You know? Like you're not building her character in the right fucking way. You're just giving her. I mean, seriously, it'd be like, well, shit, it'd be like giving Donald Trump nuclear weapons for no reason. You know? You really think he's going to handle it professionally? I mean, seriously, think about that. Think about that. Think about where that could lead. Now, if the whole point is going to lead to, okay, Rey has all this force power and then she turns bad, or she does something negative with it, or she accidentally blows up the fucking universe, or does something stupid. Like, again, I use Donald Trump with nuclear weapons as the exact example. Now, there needs to come a consequence where she fucks up. Based upon this current storyline. She is given, literally, the nuclear codes. And the idea she's going to do it 100% responsibly. I'm sorry. There's no, oh, she's young, she's untrained. None of that matters to these people. It doesn't matter. It would make more of an interesting story if she fucked up and then had regret, like, I couldn't handle this much power. I was given so much power, I didn't really know how to handle it. I wasn't mature enough to handle it. That is a good story possibility. And that's a damn good feminism story. You know? Because it's something you could go along with. I, as a viewer, could say, okay, yeah, she's given us this massive amount of power and she just, she's not used to it. But that's not the message, because that would weaken her, because it would be like, well, she just was like anybody else, blah, blah, blah. And the whole point is she's not like everybody else, and that goes against the narrative, and, well, your narrative fucking sucks. How about you take your narrative, shove it up your fucking ass, and then rework it so that it actually makes some fucking sense in the real world. The real world, again, you don't go into a freaking office building and say, where's my check? You don't do that. So, you at least got to be employed before you get a paycheck. You may not actually do anything, but whatever. So yeah, and again, I want to be fair about this too, because look, I get it. They're feminists. They want to put their agenda out there. Fine, but make it so I give a damn. Make it so I fucking care. I can't care about this at all. You can't just ramrod this shit into a story that is incoherent to begin with, that is directed by an imbecile, and then sit there and say, why don't they like it? Why don't they like it? This isn't for them. This Star Wars movie wasn't for the fans. Somebody actually said that. One of the higher ups actually said that this Star Wars was not for the fans. Well, who the fuck was it for? Oh, gee, political fucking agenda. Now again, you want to take your political agenda, then package it into something that is coherent and actually is enjoyable. I will watch a female lead. I would watch Leia all the time. Like I said, and I've said this numerous times, I dig General fucking Leia. She is a great fucking character. She's got a great look, other than her train wreck on her mouth, because she's old. You know, it's just, she's old. It's all that is. But, I don't know. But again, I would love to see that. I'd much rather see more Han. Of course, it's hard to do that now. I'd rather see more Luke. Hard to see that now. So I don't know. It's bothersome. It is legitimately bothersome to me that they don't care. You can't tell me that they care about the Star Wars franchise. Listen, if they cared about the Star Wars franchise, they would tell a good Star Wars story, and they would shoehorn in their bullshit and be like, okay, make sure we get our message in there, make sure we get our feminism in there, make sure we get the kid slavery thing in there, make sure we get the animal abuse thing in there. Fine. But tell me a cohesive, coherent fucking story. Don't just have them go on a freaking suicide mission, a side mission for over 30 plus fucking minutes and have it ultimately go nowhere. That is not good storytelling. At all. But again, like I said earlier, I applaud what they tried to do with the Rose character. I do. I applaud that fact. Because it went from, oh, look, we have the checklist of the minorities and blah, 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 look at us go, to, okay, well, we're going to give you a minority character, and we're actually going to try to flesh out her existence. So even though the whole overlying story that she was in, as far as like going to the casino and blah, 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 bullshit. But okay, you see Rose in 9, guess what? She's got a backstory, she's got some interesting potential. I'm not saying I like the character per se, but I like the fact that they actually tried to make me invested in her. I think they failed, but I appreciate the fact that they tried. Okay, I do. I appreciate that. Because, hey, guess what? I don't mind a strong Asian lead. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with a strong Asian female. That's great. More power to you. So again, you see her in 9, and if she's in anything else, it's like, okay, she's established. Cool. You're going to move on from that. But they did it at the expense of the overarching story, and I think that it fell flat. You can't tell me a good subplot while the overarching part of it does nothing. You know? What good is that? You know? You can't tell me that, Snoke is manipulating, he's from the Outer Rim and he's manipulating all these people, and he's the First Order or whatever the fuck it's called, and he's rising up this army, and he's taking out the rebels, and he's manipulated Kylo Ren. But never tell anything about that. They never show any of that. It's like, oh yeah, he manipulated him. But how? At least we got to see how Anakin got manipulated. No, I'm not saying it was the best story ever. I'm not saying it was even fleshed out fully or even to the point where it was actually coherent necessarily. But at least you had the glimpse of, okay, he loves Padme. He has dreams she's going to die. She probably is going to die. He's seeing the future. He wants to save her. So, okay, he joined the dark side to get more power to try to save her. And and Palpatine was manipulating him. Okay, that makes sense. But we're just led to believe, yeah, this random dude just shows up. He looks like shit. He looks like a rotten piece of meat, and he's just gonna sideswipe the whole Jedi Academy. And turn Luke Skywalker's nephew into a bastard. Explain to me how that makes any sense at all. Why? What is Snoke? Why is Snoke going against Luke? Just because he's a bad guy and Luke is a good guy? What? What? Because if that's the case, then how can the Force ever be balanced? How can the Force be balanced? The bad guys will always do bad stuff. You can't leave the bad guy unchecked. You can't. So the Force awakens and the Force bullshit. It's pointless. It is absolutely fucking pointless. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's a tragic event because there was some interesting points in the show. I mean, there really were. Now, the whole Mary Poppins thing with Leia was stupid. I mean, it was a weird moment because it was like so stupid, but still kind of cool, but stupid. It was weird for me. It was like a badass moment that was just impractical and stupid and just looked dumb. I mean, it looked kind of cool where she's like floating there and she's kind of got like that like train wreck grin that she has, and all of a sudden you see her finger kind of twitch and like, oh shit, and then all of a sudden she flies like Mary Poppins, and then that completely ruined it. And then she opens the fucking door, and everybody's commented on this, how she didn't, or how everybody who opened the door didn't just get blasted out into space. I mean, if there was a shield that came up, how did she get through said shield? Did she extend the Force like from her body around the door and then just slip through and they close the door? None of that's explained. I do wish, if they were going to go that route, I do wish they had kind of shown like a force field around her, or even had like a device or something. That would have made a little more sense. Like she had a cloaking device or something that would just like put a bubble around her. I could deal with that. I could deal with that. But okay, she's using the Force and she's got Force powers that we've never seen. Okay, fine. Fine. The Force awakens. All your Jedi are going to be, next level. Fine. I don't have a problem with that. I don't even have a problem with the fact they never really showed Leia being taught from Luke. You assume that. But they should have at least showed like some sort of force field or some sort of indication. Now, they did kind of show, it looked like sweat or something, or liquid was like forming on, but I don't know, man. Because if that's the case, then the force field, the force field, if you will, around her, had to be like skin tight. It was like, it's like a facelift, like stuck, like plastic wrap stuck right to your face. Like, okay. Or if she was in the bubble, there would be maybe a little bit of air in there. It would have made sense. So on and so forth. That was something they should have done better in post production. Where again, you put a little bubble around her. Okay, it's a force field. It's like a literal force field, if you will. It would be fine. You could probably deal with it. And then when she gets to the door, you see it kind of meld around the frame of the door, and she just bloop, slips on through, and they shut the door. That would have completely worked. Now, the whole Mary Poppins thing was kind of weird. Now, one thing I would have loved to see, I would have loved to see Luke get way more badass. Like, he should have come out when he's standing there and they got all those AT-AT fuckers things, whatever they're called in this new one, the AT-AT junk pile. Like, he should have literally raised his hands up and, like, thrust his hands down, and they just all crumple together like soda cans. Because they're all going to get fucked up anyway, because Kylo was standing next to him. He's the only one that matters. So he should have just, like, completely wrecked them or something, or picked one up and threw it and, like, knocked into a couple of them, or something, anything. But it was just like, ugh. And another thing they did not pay off on was the whole thing where you see his ship, it's in the water, watching him raise it up and actually fulfill that would have been a great callback, would have been amazing, and they didn't do it. It's like they teased it and then they said, fuck you. That would have been great. I don't know. I mean, whatever. Now, apparently, and I haven't watched the deleted scenes yet, but from what I heard, there was this really awesome deleted scene that, why the fuck they didn't put it into the movie? Because the one thing that I think was completely lackluster was Luke finding out Han died. Because he's been cut off from the Force. Basically he's been on the island without Wi-Fi, essentially. And I can dig that. I can dig that concept. He literally went off grid. And when he finds out Han is gone, apparently there was this deleted scene where he's like in tears, and it cuts over to Leia, and she's in. I don't know if she was in tears, but she was. It had whatever. It had like this idea that they were connected. Like she was feeling his sorrow, and she was feeling it too because obviously Han, and it was just. Oh, that would have been so fucking awesome. That would have been such a cool fucking moment. Yet, they have all this time to tell a casino story about fucking wounded animals and slave kids. They got 40 minutes for that bullshit. They got 40 minutes to make Poe look like a fucking jackass. They got all this time in the world for all this bullshit, yet a fucking 2 or 3 minute scene that was fucking conceptually awesome. No, we don't have time for that. Because I'm the director and we're gonna cut that because I'm a fucking idiot. Dude. I don't know, man. Because that right there was one of the beats they should have held on a little bit longer. And Luke should have gone into a little more dissertation about the hubris of the Jedis and all of that stuff. I liked where they were going with that. They should have held that beat just a little bit longer. Literally, Rey was on the island what seemed like for weeks, or days even. Which, actually, that made no sense, especially when she's seeing all these different connections with Kylo Ren, which was just stupid, because it was like, it felt like entire days were going by, although while they got like 18 hours, the ship is like chasing the other ship for like 18 hours. So how are they having these moments where it's like, you're telling me for like 18 hours he can't not take his shirt off? They're in this slow chase for 18 hours and he's like, oh yeah, let me take my shirt off. I just yeah, you can take his shirt off, but you can't take hers off. No, I'm kidding. I mean, seriously, come on, man. That whole scene wasn't necessary. Because I love that. Because it's like, well, the women shouldn't dress sexually or, sexually exploitating of women, but yet Kylo can have his fucking shirt off. That's like in video games where they're sitting there pissing and complaining about, Overwatch and how one of the characters showed her buttocks because she basically jumped in the air and kind of like kicked her feet up and like her heels are up by her buttocks and she's like, hey, kind of like one of those snapshot moments where it's like, chi, And it wasn't even a risque picture. It was just okay. You draw a comic book character. Now, yeah, sometimes comic book characters can be overly sexualized, sure. But if you're just drawing a character like that, and she just kind of jumps in the air and is like, "Hey," and she's got her guns and she's like posing, just the idea that okay, she is a human being with a buttocks, and how dare even a glimpse of her buttocks be shown, like in any angle of any kind. Whoa, whoa, whoa! That's anti-feminism right there. That's anti-woman right there. To the point they actually stricken the picture. They actually stricken artwork because they're fucking imbeciles. Yet, you got Death Stranding where you got fucking Redis there, whatever the fuck his name is, Daryl from Walking Dead, who's literally butt naked with his ass showing, yet no feminism shit talking nothing. It's like, oh my god. Yet, just a glimpse of just a normal, not even sexualized pose of a female that just shows like the side of her ass. And again, it was a tasteful picture. It wasn't like, oh, look at my buttocks and my big bulbous cheeks that you just want to put your face in and go blah, 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 blah. Okay, no. It wasn't even like that. But you got Daryl with his ass hanging out and nobody says shit. No, what is a fucking double standard if I ever saw one? Give me a break. Give me a break. Now, a naked man is more fucking overly sexualized than just a random pose where, again, you just happen to see. And it wasn't like one of those things where they twist her body, where it's like, oh, let me twist it so you can see her ample buttocks and her big cleavage and, ooh. No, they weren't like twisting her and bending her in weird shapes. It was a natural, pose. Again, it's a cartoon, obviously, but it was a normal, natural pose, and everybody shit their bricks because, well, it's not right for the character because Tracer or whatever the fuck her name is, because it's just overly sexualized her, and then the fucking development team pussied out and was like, well, I'm gonna take away that photo. Give me a break. Give me a fucking break. And again, these same cocksuckers said nothing about Naked Daryl. Nothing. We're talking, you literally see his ass. Like, he bends over, you're seeing his asshole. I mean, it's just a bloop. Daryl's asshole literally hanging out. Ain't nobody saying shit about it being overly sexualized or, oh, look at that. And, oh, he's naked. He's naked. He naked. He that motherfucker naked. Ain't no nothing saying about, oh, he's showing his chest and they're overly sexualizing him. No. Ain't overly sexualizing him. But yet, show just a random fucking photo. I mean, seriously, it'd be like if a woman just, was walking on the beach and somebody took a picture of her, like, oh my god, her cheek of her ass is showing. Oh my god, sexualizing. Oh no. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. I mean, again, yes, I understand that sometimes shit does get overly sexualized. Fine. Whatever. You want to piss and complain about it? Fine. But then when it happens to the males, you don't say shit. It's okay for the dude to have his shirt off. But yet, let somebody wear, a skin-tight jumpsuit and, oh my god, how dare you try to try to propagate this sexualized, womanized bullshit to all these male viewers out there. Yet, show the fucker with his shirt off and it's, oh, that's okay, that's great, we like that. Yeah, fuck you, you hypocrite fuck. Give me a break. Give me a break. You want real feminism, you have every fucking woman show her fucking tits. That's more feminized bullshit than anything else. If Kylo can have his shirt off, then where's the equality? Why doesn't Rey have her tits hanging out too? You show a fucking gorilla giraffe with its fucking tits with Luke sucking on them. You can show that, but no, you can't show Rey's tits. Give me a break. Now, obviously, I'm being sarcastic with that, but you know what I'm saying. You know? It's like, we can't overly sexualize her, but yeah, we can take his shirt off because, oh yeah. Oh yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. How about you try to tell a decent fucking story before you start worrying about your goddamn idiot fucking agenda? Oh, the Force is female. You know what else is female? Bullshit. Is female. Fuck you. That's all I got to say. Fuck you. I'm done. I'm done. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck Star Wars. Fuck Disney. Fuck them. Fuck Marvel. Fuck all this feminist bullshit. Now, you want real feminism? I'm with you. You want bullshit feminism? Fuck you. That's all I got to say on it. Fuck you.